Stop what you're doing and imagine this. The hottest player on the NHL free agent market, fresh off a career-best season with 102 points, is about to hit the open market. But here's the plot twist that's sending shockwaves throughout the league. Mitch Marner, Toronto's dazzling playmaker, is reportedly crossing every Canadian team off his list. For the first time in years, the fate of a franchise cornerstone won't just shape Toronto's destiny, but could tilt the competitive balance between nations. As the July free agency countdown begins, fans, executives, and insiders are all asking, why would Marner make such a bold move? And which teams are about to enter one of the most intense bidding wars in recent NHL history? Setting the scene. Marner's free agency power play. Mitch Marner is the definition of a franchise-altering star. At just 28 years old, he's reached the height of his powers, skating circles around rivals and consistently creating highlight reel plays. Last season, Marner set career highs across the board, 102 points on the back of 27 goals and 75 assists. It's the kind of output that makes him not just Toronto's top weapon, but a player every GM dreams of adding. But after a string of playoff heartbreaks and a media spotlight that never cools in Canada, Marner appears ready for a major change. According to TSN's respected insider Pierre Lebrun, it is more likely Mitch Marner tests the market than re-signs in Toronto. I think pretty much it's a done deal. Very, very likely. Lebrun further notes that the real question now is simple. How much does Marner want to win versus how much money does he want is the biggest free agent of 2025. No country for old or any Canadian teams. For many fans, the most stunning development is that Marner's agent has reportedly told teams that if he indeed leaves Toronto, he won't be considering any other Canadian franchise. Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, Winnipeg, Ottawa, and even Montreal are already out of the running. Why take this unprecedented step? Let's look at the deeper story, media pressure. After nearly a decade under the Toronto microscope, Marner may be seeking a quieter environment, one with less day-to-day public scrutiny and constant headline pressure. Tax and lifestyle advantages. US cities often offer friendlier tax rates, more privacy, and a lifestyle change. Factors that, for a superstar athlete at career peak, can sway major decisions. Final word, according to Anthony DiMarco of Daily Faceoff, this isn't a negotiating tactic, it's personal preference, tax strategy, and life planning all rolled into one. Even Marner's record-breaking Toronto campaign and deep roots in the city can't change his desire for a new beginning far away from the Canadian spotlight. The battle for Marner begins, US teams. Lining up with Canadian clubs out of the equation, attention turns south of the border, where several American teams are preparing for a frantic off-season race. At the front of the pack are the Anaheim Ducks, Detroit Red Wings, Chicago Blackhawks, and Los Angeles Kings. Here's why each stands out. Anaheim Ducks. A young, promising roster and ample cap space put the Ducks in prime position to pair Marner with rising stars. He could be the missing ingredient to push them from rebuilding to real contenders. Detroit Red Wings. With a devoted fan base and legendary hockey heritage, Detroit could pitch Marner on being the leader of a new era in the Motor City, Chicago Blackhawks. After several tough seasons, Chicago is desperate for a face of the franchise player to ignite their next generation and fill the seats at the United Center. Los Angeles Kings, LA, offers major market appeal, a competitive roster, and the allure of California living. With cap creativity, Marner could be their ticket to another Stanley Cup run. While these four are the early headliners, league insiders expect several other usual suspects will quickly throw their hats in the ring. With a player of Marner's caliber on the table, possibly the only true game-breaking winger available this summer, nearly every team with cap room will at least make an inquiry. The price of elite. How much will Marner command? Lebrun summed up the stakes perfectly, saying Marner may be the only apple available in a market where 10 teams are craving an apple. It's the classic recipe for a bidding war, and overpayment seems not just possible, but probable. Contract projections. Analysts see Marner's next deal easily surpassing $13 million per year, with the potential to reach $14 million or more annually. The salary cap is climbing. Teams are desperate for offensive catalysts, and Marner fits that bill better than anyone else on the market. Non-playoff power moves. Teams that missed the 2025 postseason are especially likely to spend big, hoping that adding Marner shifts their fortunes overnight and delights a hockey-hungry fan base. The unanswered questions, winning versus wealth. While Marner's availability is almost certain, what he'll prioritize is still up for debate. Is his next destination the team with the biggest offer or the one closest to a championship? Will he become the highest-paid winger in the NHL, or is he hunting for a chance to be a difference-maker on hockey's ultimate stage? Also looming. How much could Marner's playoff record impact his value? While his regular season numbers are sparkling, postseason struggles have left some GMs skeptical. Yet in the right market, with less media stress and stronger depth, Marner's ceiling could be even higher than what we've seen in Toronto. Implications for the Maple Leafs and the league. If Marner leaves for greener pastures in the U.S., Toronto loses far more than points and assists. Identity crisis. Marner is homegrown, beloved, and has been symbolic of Toronto's post-rebuild. Core. His departure would usher in an era of transition and force management to get creative with newfound cap space. League-wide ripple effect. When a talent like Marner moves, it sets a new market, one that will ripple across negotiations for every top free agent for years to come. GMs everywhere are watching how his deal sets the bar for years. Your turn? Is Marner's move a masterstroke or a missed opportunity? There you have it. Mitch Marner's era in Toronto is likely at an end, and with Canadian teams out of the running, the stage is set for an all-American tug-of-war over one of hockey's most electrifying talents. Will he choose a young team ready to build a dynasty, or a contender prepared for a cup run? And do you believe his decision to rule out Canada is wise or worrisome for the league's future? Jump in the comments below with your takes. What team would you most like to see Marner on, and where do you think he fits best? Smash that like button if this exclusive update kept you hooked, and stay close for more NHL free agency drama as the story continues to unfold.